Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the channel. I'm Instigator92, and today I want to talk a little bit about Wardogs. So if you have not kept up with Wardogs at all, or this is your first time hearing about it, they just had their beta this past weekend for anybody that pre-ordered the game before it goes live in early access on September 10th. And I was a part of a previous alpha test that was under a NDA. So, safe to say, I've had a fair amount of time with the game so far. And if you want to know if you should pre-order the game and give it a try when it comes out September 10th, or maybe get it on September 10th when it enters early access, I'll have a little tidbit at the end of the video here, letting you know if I think it's a good idea or not. So we're going to talk about a couple things, and then I'll give you my final opinion, or verdict, if you will. So first things first, let's talk about the development team behind Wardogs. That is Bulkhead Studios, and these guys seem to be very passionate about the game they are building. They are an independent developer. They're not underneath a publisher or anything else, as far as I know. And watching some of their videos that they have put out talking about the game, especially their most recent one, 10 Reasons Why Not to Buy Wardogs, you get a really good sense of the passion that they have for this game. When they are talking, they're not just sitting there reading a script telling you all these positive things that they want everyone to hear. They're not going out of their way to show a variety of people, like, oh, look at us, DEI, we got all these different people. They have the people front and center that need to be front and center, talking about what they need to talk about. And they seem genuinely kind of like an old school Bungie. You see them playing their game, having fun, testing it. It feels a lot more like an older Bungie Vidoc in some respect. And they really do hit that old school developer feel of being kind of like a frat house. Because they even got themselves banned on Twitch during a live stream that they had for the game about a month ago now, for someone throwing a yellow phallic-shaped object at another employee that they were working with. This tells me that they are there for fun, they have the passion, and they're going to do whatever they need to do to make a great game. Before I get into gameplay, I do want to talk about a couple of the systems in the game first. That'll lead nicely into that. So basically, this game works very differently from your typical Battlefield game or Arma 3. This is kind of a mixture of the two, and it's a game where you play as a mercenary faction. So whenever you load into a game, you get to choose from 3 different teams. You have Manticore, Valkyra, and Lone Star. They do give little descriptions for each one. When you go to play the game yourself, if you so choose, you can take a look at those and then pick the one that you want to play as. But each game you will have to select one of those when the server boots up. So you're not stuck to one faction as soon as you log in. And throughout the course of a match, you will be earning money for simple things as assists, kills, and other tasks around the game. So they start you out with $10,000. This allows you to buy quite a bit instead of starting at 0 and working your way up from nothing. And as you play, you will level up until you'll unlock more gear, attachments, items. And some of these are specifically earned through leveling up I'm going to call them class archetypes because they're not really classes, but using certain weapons, tactical gear, doing certain things during gameplay will reward you XP for that archetype to unlock more weapons and gadgets related to that. So for me, I've spent most of my time leveling Recon. My Recon, as of right now, is level 10 during the beta. 12. And so the way you level that up is you have to use sniper rifles, marksman rifles, and there is a spotting tool. It comes in the form of binoculars, and a rangefinder. They do have extra perks to them, but to level up the Recon class, you're going to be either getting kills with the particular weapons tied to Recon, assists, using the binoculars and such to spot enemies and vehicles, that's going to earn you even more recon XP than just simply getting the kills and assists. Because that very first sniper rifle you get, it's very bad. So if you get the game and you want to play as recon, use the spotting tool to get the bulk of your XP and get yourself into the SKS. Once you get that, you have a lot more options. Now, I went out of my way to tell you how to earn class XP because these are also ways that you earn cash in the game. So by playing the specific archetype, you still get cash. Kills and assists will consistently reward you more XP. So if you're playing something like an assault class, getting a lot of kills, you can earn more cash on an average per minute basis than otherwise. Now, the first thing you really need to start doing when you do play the game to earn cash is you just got to get to the zone. So as long as you're playing the objective, you're already earning cash and helping your team. And then inside each of these zones, they have a hot zone that moves around the entire time throughout the match. If you're in the hot zone, you're getting double the cash and double the points. And the more teammates that you have in the zone in general, your team starts earning victory points. Once you get to 100, your team wins. For every person in the hot zone, not only is your cash flow doubled, but your personnel count is doubled. So one person counts as 2 within the hot zone. So if the other team has 30 people and they're all in the zone, and your team has 24 people and you've got however many people you need to make up that difference and more inside the hot zone, now you're earning victory points. So this game has a lot of ways to play and earn cash. We've kind of talked about those a little bit. Now, some of the other things you could do for role-wise to play, you could basically be an Uber. You can drive people or fly people back and forth to the zone, drop them off in it. You earn points for successfully getting them dropped off, and while they survive and get kills, you are continually being rewarded for the cash that you, and this is how you help recuperate what you spent to get said vehicle. Now, you can also get vehicles that are decked out to deal damage, get kills, stuff like that, like some of the helicopters. You can deck them out with miniguns, rockets, whatever. You have to buy the ammunition for them. There's no such thing as unlimited. And that's a good segue to how you manage your resources in this game. This is not Battlefield. There is nobody running around throwing out ammo cases, regenerating your ammo. You need to be careful with how quickly you go through your ammunition. So you're not going to be running around like Call of Duty or anything like that, just shooting shit and recuperating ammo as you go. Your ammo is finite, and if you run out, you have to go back to base or to a fob where maybe somebody's got some supplies. And that's one way that you could play the game, is you could be someone that just simply creates fobs, builds bases, puts supplies and resources that the team needs to win, like ammunition, fuel for vehicles, healing items. All of that stuff goes towards helping towards victory, and you earn points for doing it all. There is no single action that you can perform in this game that doesn't reward you in some way or help your team, except for maybe just going and hiding in a corner and doing literally nothing. Just sitting there getting the passive cash flow. Now, do I think, after everything we kind of talked about here, that this is a game that is worth pre-ordering and getting an early access? So there are two answers to this. Yes, if you don't mind getting a game that is actually being used the way early access was intended. So when this comes out in early access, much of the content that we had in the beta is all that we're going to have for the first portion of early access. They are literally using this to fix bugs with the game, slowly incorporate features, test them, and then once they get to that point where they've got most of their bugs fixed and they start incorporating features, the price of the game is going to go up $10 from $40 to $50. And then once the game gets to the point where they're considering it content complete, it's at 1.0. It'll go up to $60. And then after that is when they'll actually start adding new content to the game. So for the first 6 months or however long that the early access takes, right now I believe they're planning on 6 months, the content that's going to be there is what's going to be there for that long. There's no new weapons, vehicles, maps. So if you're someone that is worried about having new content come out on a regular basis, that's not what this is going to be. So for you, I would say no. Now you can always try the game out, and if you enjoy it as much as I do, I think then my answer would be yes. Get it now. For the early access, pre-order it if you want, or wait till it comes out September 10th. Because I don't mind playing a game as long as it's fun. I don't have to have content updates all the time. And if you're someone that feels the same way where you just play a game because it's fun, my answer is yes. Now, after we've kind of talked about all this, let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think. Are you interested in War Dogs? Are you going to pick up War Dogs for early access and maybe try it out? I'll be keeping an eye down below, interacting with you guys. And as always, I do appreciate you sticking around to the end of the video. So if you have not already, or if you're new around the channel, please feel free to hit that like button and subscribe. Click that notification bell to get notified when I upload content like this or go live with streams throughout the week. I stream Monday, Thursday, and Friday evenings. It's a good time. Again, I appreciate you all sticking around. Have a great rest of your day, evening, week, and I'll catch you all in the next one.